just give this a bit of a clean up now. So I have this A4. It does look really well, even for the marks on the bodywork. You know the information about it, so if you're looking at it, it's already in your mind what you're looking at. But for those that aren't familiar with it, it's a 2006 A4 2-litre turbo S-Line SE, 217 brake horsepower standard, built to be the step down from the DTM edition and built in the same factory as the DTM, the S4 and the RS4, which is separate from the A4 factory. This is just for the special models, so it's genuinely a special edition. There is marks in the bodywork, as you can see when you look around. Wheels are curved, good tyres, discs, the front marks there, but it's black, and we've today polished it a little bit, but we haven't touched it in, so it's not perfect, but you can see it's not bad either, and it's not a run-of-the-mill car. It's not just another A4. Inside it as well. We have a test drive video of this too, which we'll add on to this video. Nice leather interior. See if I have the key. Should do. There we go. $121,620 miles. It needs fuel, and it's showing up that it needs service, but that's just the service light needs reset. Tried cleaning the glass, didn't do a particularly good job of it, but made worse by the fact that it's sunny as well. 13 degrees, it's optimistic, but take that if that's what it's saying that it is. Okay folks, cheers. So we're on our way back in another car. I'm just trying to get myself comfortable here because different people drive the cars. They have their own taste in terms of mirror adjustment. So today we dropped off the Vauxhall Cavalier with 32,000 miles and we collected this Audi A4 with 121,000 miles, but it's a little bit special as we nearly get written off by Pajero. It's a little bit special, this car. This is a 2006 A4. It's a 2-litre petrol TFSI, so that name rings a bell with the VW owners who would also know the engine from the Golf GTI. It was quick, it was 200 brake horsepower for the Mark V Golf GTI as standard, very tunable. This engine has 217 brake horsepower and a top speed, if you're able to do it, of 154 miles an hour, which typically you're not going to be able to do anywhere short of a track or an autobahn, but I would believe it. I mean, I've driven a lot of TTs, a lot of 225 TTs mainly, and this is every bit as quick. It is front-wheel drive as opposed to four-wheel drive. Some people will prefer that, some people will dislike it. But basically, the story with these cars is, of this era, there was the RS4, there was the S4, there was the DTM, and essentially this is the next one down. The full name for it is a 2-litre TFSI S-Line Special Edition. So you have the S-Line interior, which is the half black leather, half grey leather. Sport seats, you have the aluminium style trim throughout, which is quite tasteful. This needs a bit of a clean. You have the 3-spoke S-Line steering wheel with the badge at the bottom, square at the bottom really with the bits of jut out. And those four cars, the RS4, the S4, the DTM and this model, were built in a different factory to the rest of the production line. So if you want to put it the other way around, this S-Line Special Edition tagged onto the back of the RS4 factory. And Google that, that's not just me saying this and making it up. Because the DTM was a limited number car, and this was limited numbers as well. And this is in black, so it's in flat black. It is beautiful. There is marks around it, as you would expect from 121,000 miles, and the wheels would need refurbished. It has the 18-inch DTM rims on it. Some of them came with the 5-spoke S-Line wheels, which were also 18s, but we're done to death with reps, so these DTM ones are a little bit more special. This car looks to have been lowered slightly, particularly at the back. It looks more pronounced in the front. It drives, it handles nicely, very well, because of whatever has happened with that sort of setup. But I don't know, we weren't told about what it is. It's just from eyeballing it, I suppose. It's just came through the MOT with a few advisories. It has some dust covers on the ball joints, and the track rod end would need replacing, and the registration number plate is deteriorated. Sorry, registration light of the number plate is deteriorated, and quite honestly it probably needs a couple of number plates as well. It mentions that there's also a couple of minor points, which are a slight oil leak and not excessive, and the tyre worn in the offside rear. So all very doable. And again, we were promised a full history for this because the current owners had it since 2012. It's yet to appear. I believe there's 2 remote keys with it as well. We also have broken armrest, which is terrific. We'll sort that. It just has gone at the clips, such a weak point. I'm still using it, mind you. It doesn't make any difference from that point of view. Need to stick some petrol in it. What can I tell you about it spec-wise? Dual climate control, like the older car. It's a good setup. I have heated seats. I'm currently being cooked on level 6 as we speak. You have a JVC head unit which is Bluetooth. There seems to be some sort of voice activation with multifunction steering wheel. As I said, I've not looked into it beyond that. It just wants to go, and I would love to let you have me let it go, but I'm not going to. 4 electric windows, electric mirrors, remote central locking, an alarm, and a mobiliser, no doubt. Plethora of airbags. It's let's see, I'm really in the wrong gear and I don't have a lot of fuel, so really needs to be in 3rd. That's it. It looks good. The car, as I said, it's black. It has some chrome accents on the outside. It's standard as it came from the factory, aside from slightly lowered. That's my take on it. It's black. It's done 121,000 miles. It'll need a bit of polishing in places. I think we did do a video of the inside and the outside of it, but I wanted to do the test drive. As with any auction car, it's going to be something that's either exceptional or a project. And then you've got these cars in the middle that just need a little bit of fettling. And this is one that you would just fettle to your standards. Some people would drive it as is, years MOT, drives well, it runs to temperature, it doesn't overheat, it has electric seats, it has, electric heated seats. I think it has a, it does it as lumbar function, which is electric. Okay, sorry, so we've got electric lumbar, although manual height adjustment with a ratchet. And they would use it as that, as a cool daily driver. To be quite honest with you, we've a few of those cars in at the minute, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, that would be really cool to smoke that. This would be a real cool winter smoker. It's always going to be something that's not going to depreciate, because it's not a modern car. That's the best thing about these modern classics. This example is limited in terms of the finding another one, and I mean, they're pricey enough. The DTMs are up to 9-10 grand, with essentially the same setup except for a little bit more of engine tune, and I believe it has a carbon spoiler and a red tow bar thingy, like a race tow point or tow line. Other than that, it's the same car pretty much, although it could come with the Recaro poles, I believe, too, but most people sort of identified them with these S-line seats because we're not all super skinny, and we want to be able to drive in some degree of comfort. It's beautiful. I mean, it's A4, so it's quality. It didn't do the dashboards a great deal different over the years, but how do you fix something that isn't broken? It's really nice. It's all to hand. Being a cup holder, you've, I think, a couple down here, but there's that there. There's a little tray. There's, you know, it's different things that it just works. And it's comfortable to do big distances in. It's a practical 5-seater. It's got a good sized boot, and you've got something slightly off the beaten track. It's not just another diesel A4. It's not just another 120, 130, 140 brake horsepower. 220 even today is quite a lot, and it's an affordable 220, and it's a luxurious 220. So my impression is that somebody's going to get a heck of a motor with this. Again, one of those ones that you could just run all winter, run it into the spring, clean it up over the summer, take it to the shows, do the same again until the thing basically dies on you, and you've a hell of a cool looking motor, goes well, is reliable, is comfortable, etc, 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 and really isn't depreciating in the process. Nearly back again. Get some fuel. I think Dawn said she was going to get, oh, there's a nice Porsche. Nice 911. Dawn said she was get myself into diffs. Said that with the last TT that I was driving, that seemed affordable at the time, and I thought, oh, that would be fun. I would have no license or killed, and that's only 225. That's not massive, but it's such a usable 225. It's the same as this 217. You're not going to do the 154 miles an hour, but it's the acceleration, it's the torque, the fact that it's the turbo, the fact that it's tunable. I mean, 300 brake horsepower on these is very, very easily available with an engine tune, like an ECU tuning box. So I pull this around, not skirt on like I done yesterday. So it's they're cracking motors for the money, and this is going to be a real treat for someone. Let's see, down and across for reverse. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Sheepies. I really should have reversed into this because that drives me crazy. But let's see. I think this has parking sensors on the back as well. I've heard a beep, beep, beep. Or I've made that up, maybe. Yeah, I think I've made that up. No parking sensors on the back. But yeah, there's a few advisories in the MOT and some marks in the exterior and different bits and pieces that are no big deal with the car, because you're getting something that is within your means, cost-wise, within your means, mechanically to do or have done for not a hell of a lot of money. It's MOT'd. It drives lovely.